what's the topic today?
We're gonna talk about the Makabang show from Sung Seok-young, if I pronounce his name right.
Are you talking about the 미식가 친구의 맛집 미쳤다 미쳤다
I don't know.
성시경 and
I don't know what you're
Matsushige
talking about, but I think you get what I mean.
Matsushige from the Solicitory Gourmet Eater.
A Japanese host and a Korean host. And then their thing is they will go to each other's country, Korea and Japan, to taste out the most signature food from each other's country. And my biggest question for you is that you've suggested the show, right? And you're the one who tell me Sung Seok-young is a big star, even though I don't know him personally. Are you a fan of his?
I'm not his fan.
You're not?
Uh,
You follow all his shows, YouTube, the latest episodes for the show on Netflix. You like him very much.
he is fun to watch, but I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan of him as a singer.
Okay.
You can say I'm a fan of his YouTube and Netflix show.
What's really surprised me is that he is actually a very famous singer in Korea, right? And then we literally went to a concert where he was a guest singer. But I have no impression of because that concert is size concert where they water bomb on you.
It's a Sai Humbok show in Busan, and then the guest was Epic High, 성시경,
Epic High was there as well.
Hwasa, and
I know Hwasa was there, but I don't have any impression of Epic High.
And I think Dynamic Duo was there as well. Yes, but there were so many guests that day, and 성시경 just dropped by quickly, but that time she didn't know 성시경 at all.
So to me, Sung Seok-young is a mukbang star. Two things I know about him: he really likes to drink, and he really likes to eat. You know what I mean?
He really likes to
Drink.
eat and drink, and I can tell he do the daily drink.
You know, when I was in Malaysia this summer, and I literally want to go to one of the restaurant he went, but somehow the restaurant he went in Malaysia is like really off, very far from the city center. So I was like, oh, as a tourist, it's not a reachable destination. So I tried the same food, but at a different restaurant. I'm kind of curious because he always enjoy food very much. I'm always curious about well, is it really worth the trip? You know, like for all the restaurant he visited.
I'll say he first started his YouTube as introducing the 맛집, which is a good restaurant. But as the episodes goes on, he kind of ran out of his options because he showed so many different restaurants in Korea. So he even went to Hong Kong, and he even went overseas, not even Seoul. He went all over rural areas, and at this moment the reason of YouTube is very low key. He's not even going there as his best pick. He's just going there to eat. But for the Netflix show we're talking about, he is kind of having the rivalry with the Korea and Japan, because the Japanese guy Matsushige, he will bring him to very high end, very selected a Japanese spot. If it's a udon, it's not just a udon; it's some special local udon. If it's some dessert, cheesecake or something, they took him to the very high end, limited place to taste the cheesecake. So whenever there's a food he tasted in Japan, he will always mention it. Oh, we have something in Korea.
Because two countries are so close.
Why do you like the show?
Because I think it's always good to see someone who loves food sincerely. It's not for the show; it's for the love for the food. So oftentimes when I see them eating something, I would have that craving for them. for that food as well. So we actually went to so many restaurants. Like we're trying to find similar spots in New Jersey, New York area, just because they had that on the show. Somehow it's because they love food that much, they make me feel like okay, I wanna try that.
냉면.
Yeah, we I think that we bought that Japanese udon from H Mart. Because we saw that food earlier in one of the episodes, right?
You mean the udon that as a dessert, can udon noodle dip it into the sweet black sauce in Japan?
It's like usually udon is round noodle, but somehow that noodle is flat udon. And what surprised me is because we bought one packet from H Mart, but it's savory. But the udon they show in the show is actually sweet dessert. So like how come look the same, but there were two ways of eating flat noodles. I'm also very impressed by his Japanese. And I know like he is a Korean, but he
You
can
mean
speak.
Songshigyo?
Yes. He can speak
To
really,
your
really
oppa.
good Japanese. And then he is not native. But even though I cannot speak Japanese, but I can tell he's very fluent. And it's not that easy. Like you can tell from us, like trying to communicating another language, it's very hard. I don't think I can talk about food. Even though I love food, I cannot talk about food the way he does in another language.
I can tell he studied very hard, and that he probably has a linguistic skills, because he can speak English and Japanese and Korean.
Maybe Chinese? Can he speak Chinese?
Probably he can speak some basic Chinese. I'm not sure, but like his Japanese is almost to the fluent level, where I cannot even notice.
And also, we've tried that before. When you visited a new restaurant, for us, like we want to experience the restaurant as well, but recording yourself, having that experience, it's kind of a chore. So he actually always like take us along, all the audience, to visit new restaurants or like share places he love. I think that level of dedication is something I would like to give kudos as well.
I think you're mixing up his YouTube and his Netflix show.
Yeah.
Because
we always watch both.
because his Netflix show is obviously the writers already pre-selected the location very carefully.
Right.
But his YouTube is just random.
Right.
So I guess you are impressed by his passion for food in general.
Yes. Because the Netflix show is definitely like a more polished product, but his vlogs is also about food. I think he published them even more frequently. So you can think of it as like a mix of work and life experience all together. As someone who tried that, I say it's not that easy. It requires dedication. And also I feel like if someone like his fan, like followed him since the beginning and love his saying or go to his concert, I would say it's such a treat. Like think of like your favorite artist who would actually cater to, all those content on YouTube, always available, always showing himself doing certain things. That's such a treat for fans.
Do you know that my actual sister is a very big fan, but used to be very big fan of Songshige? She went to
Used to be, no longer.
I haven't checked with her recently, but
It should be, definition will be if he has a concert now in the city, will your sister actually buy the ticket and go?
Well, I think that by the time when he was in the prime time, my sister went to see his concert, and she was impressed how consistently he can sing by himself for 2-3 hours with a minimum break. He did a very good job.
He has a very beautiful voice.
Given his like a torture of his like a body, I think he's talented with his voice.
It's kind of like if I now know went to the Size concert and he came out, I think I will definitely pay a lot more attention than maybe a few years ago. He was a guest, but unfortunately I didn't know him at the time. But yeah, I think that's the magic of YouTube. You know, like you by yourself could be a talent in some other area, but you can rebrand yourself and come back to present yourself to the world in a totally different way. So in conclusion, I enjoy Son Seok-Young-shi's show on Netflix very much. I think it's such a cultural exchange for both Korean, Japanese food. And I learned a lot and added a lot of things to my to eat list. What'd you say?
Maybe because I'm a Korean. When I see the Netflix show, I feel like I want to try all the Japanese food they showed, but I don't have any curiosity or eager to try the Korean food Song Shik-young is showing because his taste bud is too traditional Korean. He took Japanese guy Matsushige to the jjajangmyeon and tteokbokki, naengmyeon, the very basic, almost street level food. He didn't take him to the at least some unique or high end food. He only took him to the kind of
Street food.
his student vibe.
Street food, like a tteokbokki. But I think from third perspective, right? Like, I think for Japanese, it will be interested to learn. And some of the food is like so common, you probably won't pay too much attention to it because it's everywhere. But it's magic, they can make a show out of it. And from third country perspective, I'm very intrigued to try both. You know, like a Japanese food, Korean food. Oh, it's all interesting. What else you want to talk about?
How would you rate the show?
How would I rate the show? I would say 5 out of 5. Just because the fact that not only we watch all the episodes on Netflix, but also we try to follow additional episodes from Son Seok-Young-shi's YouTube channel. So we're definitely in love with the concept. So 5 out of 5 for me. What about you?
I'll give 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Uh,
Why is that?
it's pretty high rating. I think I like the setup. I like the food they're introducing. I'm interested to see where they're gonna go in next time. But only problem of the show is that we cannot have those food
Here.
because mostly it's just the kind of very unique spot in Japan or Korea. It's not that easy to get those food, so it will make us hungry, but will not get us that exact food.
I wish they have like a list ready to download so that by the time we could visit, we can actually try it out. That's just my personal preference. Yes, we love it. Son Seok-Young-shi, please keep making the show. Thank you very much. Bye.